There we go. So everyone should be muted. We're going to use the chat feature this morning. So at the bottom of your screen, you should see the chat. If you have any questions during our session today, please feel free to go ahead and put those questions there. We're going to monitor those questions. We'll answer them throughout and at the end of our session today. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Lisa Lane. I am Duval County's Waterford Implementation Specialist. So I'm here local. I live in Clay County, right next door to Duval. So I'm in schools with your kiddos and their teachers. I also have with me this morning Miss Dina Fell. She's here to monitor our chat for us and to help us answer any questions that we have. Dina, is there anything you'd like to add this morning?
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I am happy to answer any questions. If I find that there's one coming through kind of on a regular basis, I may wait until we have a natural pause and address it with the group. But otherwise, I will try to keep up with your questions and anything you need in chat. I am also, please don't be offended if I go through and mute your little window or turn off your camera. We just find that when we have a large number of participants like this morning, thank you all for being here. Our videos run more smoothly and the audio runs more smoothly if we turn off video. So if you want to go ahead and do that for yourself, otherwise I'll go through and do that as well. So thanks, everybody. So glad to join y'all this morning.
Thank you, Dina. And we also have Miss Reagan Copeland with the Parent Academy. Miss Copeland?
Good morning, everybody. So glad you were able to join us. My name is Reagan Copeland. I supervise the Parent Academy program, which is a district resource for all parents and caregivers within Duval County. We offer courses and events that are free for families, provide information about student achievement, just like this class this morning. Waterford will be designed to keep parents in the loop, help parents understand what's going on in the classroom and how they can support it. That is the purpose of our program. We are honored to have our representatives with us today. They graciously agreed to give us their Saturday and join us online so that they could be a resource for each and every one of you. This morning's presentation was actually initiated by Principal Lewis. She had the idea for her families, and we just grew it big and made it for everybody. So we're thrilled you're able to join us. Thank you. We hope you have an opportunity to see other courses that we offer each and every week of the school year. We offer these and advertise them on social media. So if you want to follow us on social media, you may have seen those as you registered for the class. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is that you're into, we push information about classes there. Follow us. We'd love to have you. All right, that's it, everybody. Enjoy.
Thank you, Miss Copeland. Well, we want to welcome you this morning. We're here to discuss Waterford Mentor. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first question we need to answer for everybody this morning is, what is Waterford? Waterford is an interactive, adapted, and individualized learning program in your children's classrooms. We partner with families, districts, educators, and communities to help every child build the skills they need to succeed in school and in life. I have a quick video to share with you about Waterford. You're going to get to see some of the activities that your child may encounter. I do want to note that while we are watching the video, it is sped up just for time purpose. So when your kiddos do hear the program, it is not this fast.
Waterford.org, make education interactive and fun. Alligator. Tropical A. Blend the sounds. Stream. Our lessons are interactive and adaptive, which means children enjoy a personalized experience that moves at their own pace.
2, 3, 4. Let's find one more. Which word rhymes with hat, and bat? Listen. Dog, rat.
The cardboard box is used to make a spiral notebook. It is recyclable, so it goes in the recycle bin. Click on another piece of garbage.
Not only will children learn the fundamentals of reading, but a math and science component helps them build those skills as well.
Click on the picture that shows big teeth. Lion. Great work.
Bone and phone. Rhyme.
This is what a semicircle looks like. Click on the semicircle in the picture. Semicircle.
Click on the letter or letters that make the next. Click on the letter or letters that make.
When children learn, a world of possibilities opens up to them. Visit waterford.org to learn more.
So as you can see, our adaptive program entertains our students, our kiddos, while it is still teaching them. So families, you are important. Studies show that committed families can significantly improve their child's reading results. Some research even says as much as 40%. Parents and family members are a child's first and most important teachers. As engaged, involved parents, you can make a real difference in your child's learning success. And that is something we firmly believe here at Waterford. Waterford's instructional strands for literacy are aligned with the essential components of reading identified by the National Reading Panel. There are over 2,000 reading lessons made up of over 7,000 online reading activities, which equate to over 225 hours in the entire pre-K to second grade reading program alone. In addition, we have hundreds of decodable, narrative, and informational books, instructional songs, and independent reading experiences. All of this is supported by an extensive library of resources for families and educators. Our math and science curriculum is equally as deep. There are over 700 objective-based lessons made up of over 5,000 online math and science activities, which equates to more than 300 hours of math and science instruction. Again, students encounter hundreds of books and instructional songs that teach important math concepts. So now that you've seen how children engage with Waterford's adaptive sequence, let's move on to how we include families in the learning process. What is Waterford Mentor? Waterford Mentor keeps parents involved with their students' progress with Waterford programs. It fosters an at-home learning environment and connects parents and educators, ultimately benefiting students at school and at home. Families can access Waterford Mentor in one of two ways, through the website or the Waterford Mentor app. Mentor helps keep parents aware of progress. It empowers parent collaboration. Parents can help celebrate student successes and encourage a learning environment at home. So who should have Waterford Mentor? Anyone who is a child's mentor. Teachers, parents, grandparents, caregivers. So I have a short video for us to watch. Here we're going to learn a bit more about Mentor and how to create an account. Now later we're actually going to go live and we're going to create an account for Miss Claire Crow, one of my demo students.
Hey, Lisa, before
Yes.
you play,
Mhm.
some of the parents were telling me the sound was low for them in
Okay.
the last video. So
Okay.
maybe if
We'll bump it
everyone
up.
will make sure your own personal audio on your device is up, and then Lisa will also make sure that ours is. Hopefully we don't blast everybody out.
Yes. Yes.
We want
Hopefully
y'all
we
to be
don't
able to
blast.
hear.
All right.
Welcome, and thank you for taking some time to learn more about Waterford Mentor and how it can help foster family engagement and increase student academic achievement. More than 2 years ago, we adopted 6 core belief statements, one of those being number 2. The thoughtfully coordinated support of parents, teachers, and other mentors gives students the ambition and resilience they need to reach their full potential. We developed Waterford Mentor to help foster this belief and to empower families. Waterford Mentor is a family engagement tool that will support your child by fostering engagement in their learning, better connections to their school, and empowerment in their learning. Waterford Mentor is accessible through the free app available for iOS and Android devices, as well as through the Mentor website. To begin, your child's teacher will provide you with a unique mentor code. Families can then access Waterford Mentor in one of 2 ways. Either download the Waterford Mentor app for your iOS or Android device by first visiting Google Play or the Apple App Store, or go to mentor.waterford.org. Next, you will create a free Waterford Mentor account. Once your account has been created, you will need to add your child to Mentor by clicking the Add a Child icon and entering the Mentor code provided by your child's teacher. You can have multiple children in Mentor, provided you have a unique code for each child. Waterford Mentor offers Spanish language support. To access Spanish language support, click on the profile icon on the web or the profile icon in the app and choose Spanish as your default language. From the home page of either the desktop or the mobile device, you will find an overview of your child's progress and usage by subject. Remember, you can add multiple children to one account as long as you have a unique mentor code for each. From the desktop homepage, families can access the student dashboard. Here you will find your child's usage, scores, and goals. From both the desktop homepage and the Mentor app, you will easily track your child's usage and progress by subject strand. Families can also monitor their child's success from the Achievements tab. The Messages tab will provide routines, recommendations, and relationship messages. Routines and messages will keep you informed of your child's weekly goals and progress. Routine messages help foster a learning environment focused on progress and routines. These messages model a growth mindset, including celebrating hard work rather than inherent intelligence. These messages also support healthy limits on screen time usage and encourage playtime off the screen. Recommendation messages will provide useful suggestions for families to help support their students. Recommendation messages provide parents an opportunity to reinforce learning objectives by making a connection between the skills their child has mastered online and real-world use. Making these connections at home helps foster a learning environment focused on growth and positivity. Relationship messages offer many fun activities for families at home. They encourage best practices for promoting healthy habits, creativity, and resilience, which help reduce stress for family members and improve necessary executive function and self-regulation skills for the child. Let's take a quick look at the resources and activities available through Waterford Mentor. From the desktop homepage, families will have access to an array of resources and activities in both English and Spanish. Families will find printable activities, favorite songs and books from the program, and family activities that will help reinforce learning at home, as well as help families learn more about subjects like social and emotional learning. Resources can be filtered by subject, grade level, and resource type. If you've created a Waterford Mentor account on your computer or laptop browser, your child can also access Waterford and start a session by clicking Start. Talk to your child's teacher about guidelines for using Waterford at home. Thank you for taking a few.
All righty. Were we able to hear that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, all is
fantastic.
good. Thank you.
All right, so we are going to actually go in and set up Miss Claire Crow here. So this mentor code comes from your child's teacher. You can access Waterford Mentor in 2 ways, through the website or through mentorwaterford.org. Today, we're going to demonstrate how to sign up through the website. So here we have Miss Claire. Her code is what's going to be important to us in a little bit. All right. So this is the screen we're going to get. Now, I have already signed up with my email. The only step you will have to do different is come down to sign up. From sign up, you'll put your email address, your name, and create a password, and click sign up. They're going to send you a confirmation email. You'll just need to go to that email, and then you are ready to sign in. So let's get signed in. Oh, you know what? My keyboard wasn't plugged in. There we go. Okay, so now that we are in the screen, if you don't enter your child's mentor code, I do want to point out you do still have access to resources and activities. But we're going to go back to my household, and we're going to go ahead and sign up Miss Claire Crow. So we're going to enter a mentor code. Now Claire's mentor code was ME964621. Oh, need another report. Thank you for your patience. 964621. I think I've got that. There she is. If you have more than one kindergartner, you would just come down and enter a mentor code for your second child. So here we can see Claire's early reading, her early math and science, and her skills check. That is the WACS, that is the Waterford assessment that your child will take 3 times a year. It's the Waterford assessment of core skills. The skills check we would want our kiddos to do at school. That wouldn't be something we'd want to do at home. That's an at-school formal assessment. So early reading, early math and science. Claire is she's supposed to be, we're gonna have to get on to Claire. She's only done 2 days out of her 5 days of instruction. Each week, our goal is to get 75 minutes of reading and 75 minutes of math and science. So we're going to dive into, I'm going to dive into early reading. Everything we look at for early reading, you can also go into early math and science to see. From here, if I wanted Claire to do some work at home, she would click start and she would be able to work on an assignment, work on a lesson.
Let's see how well you listen. Listen to this sound. What made that sound? Click on it.
And so she could do a lesson at home, like the video talked to us before. Where's my Miss Claire? Let me add her again. I think when I hit back, it took me back one step too far.
Hey, Lisa, while you're doing that, I do have a very good question in chat. So if your teachers have already shared with you how your child can work on Waterford going through the Duval website, that's great. Like that they can keep on going that way. That allows them to work in the program just like they do at school. But that doesn't allow you to see what they're doing. So that's why Mentor is a whole entire separate parent family engagement piece. So she can still go through the Duval website, and then she can still, go through Mentor to do her activities too, and they'll just talk to each other. So wherever she left off at school, she would pick up on the Duval website, or she would pick up in Mentor. So the data piece that one of the parents was concerned that, if we switch over to Mentor in a new account, is she going to lose what she's done at school? Nope. It's all connected. It'll all talk to each other. The big difference with Mentor is that now you can track progress, see the resources that Lisa was mentioning, all of our like printable books and other games and activities. And then, yes, there are start buttons. So she could still do her or his resources, his activities here. So no, they're not going to lose anything. They can still go through the Duval website. Mentor just allows you the ability to peek in and see what they're doing and how they're doing.
That was an excellent question. Excellent. So, and like we discussed earlier, you do want to check with your child's teacher. They might have some usage suggestions or requests. So maybe this week getting reading in was really easy in school, but we didn't have enough time in math. So they might suggest do math lessons at home instead of reading lessons at home this week. So that is something to stay in communication with your child's teacher about. So from this dashboard, this is where your child can go in and work on their activities, their lessons. When we go to the actual dashboard tab, we can see weekly usage. So here again, we can see that Claire only did 31 of her 75 minutes, and 2 out of 5 days she was on the computer working in her lessons. So here we can see Wednesday, she had 16 minutes. Friday, she had 16 minutes. I can go back to last week. Yeah, last week was worse than this week. I've been getting my 15-year-old daughter to come in and do this for me. So in between, for my demo students, so in between softball practice, she's been sitting and working on Waterford for me, reminding herself of all those kindergarten skills. You have a usage year to date. So we can look at minutes per week. So the light blue are how many minutes per week the child had. The dark blue, how many days per week. So here we can see 2 days per week. This are 2 days this week she was on the program. And the light blue tells us almost 32 minutes this week. We have a completion and scores. So we can see the progress throughout the program, the objectives that have been encountered, the objectives that have been mastered. Now, I will say that I don't have a lot of data for Claire here. So because she hasn't been on the system yet, we don't have a real clear picture, but we can look at course completion as well. So her placement, because Claire's been around a while, I can do total program. She's been around for years, as you can see. Her actual completion is that dark blue line. And whether or not she's on track, here is that green. She's at the bottom of on track there. We got to get some more usage for Claire. This is what excites me so much, other than seeing your child's successes and keeping up with their progress. This is so amazing. You have access to resources and activities. You can filter by language. So we have English and Spanish. We have resource types, books, practice materials, family resources. You can filter by subject and strand, by skill level, or by collections. So some of the fun things we have in here, we have alphabet books. You can view a book, and you can even print that book. We have foldable books as well. Where are my foldables? They're here, I promise. There they are. We have foldable books as well. You can print those out, fold them, and you've got a whole library at home. Family home experiments. Dina and I were just talking about the learning together calendars. We really like these. So these are calendars for the month. So lots of great stuff in here. Dina, is there anything I missed? We've got
no,
songs.
everything you're showing is great. And there are some really good questions also coming through the chat box. So I've been answering a couple, but let me answer some that kind of have come multiple ways, sometimes privately and sometimes to the whole group. So there is no cost because your child is using Waterford at school. All of this comes to you as a family of a Waterford kiddo. So no cost, no subscription, nothing like that you have to do. The account that we are saying to sign up for, and someone did ask if you would go back through the steps of like, what's the website? How do I sign up? That kind of thing. So maybe we'll revisit that.
Okay.
But that piece that we're asking you to sign up for, yeah, no cost there, but it is completely separate from anything your teacher may have sent you about logging into the Duval website. So this is something parents, when you sign up, you will put in your own email address, you will create your own password. The mentor code is provided by your teacher, so, or by your child's teacher. So no, there's not a way for, if you're a teacher on here, then yes, you can get to your codes. But as a parent, that has to be provided through your school. So if someone said, can I find it on the Duval site or in the blended learning site? No, because that's in the teacher piece. So Waterford kind of has several little compartments that work together. We have the student login piece. Your teachers have their own website where they're really in depth with all of the reports, and then families have their website. So it all kind of works together, not kind of, but totally works together. And so yeah, so that's what we're asking you all, if you want to be able to track your students' progress, to sign up for. So it's totally different. If you've tried using a username and password your teacher has shared with you for the Duval site, that's completely separate. So mentor is on you to be able to create your own username and password that way.
And we will go back to that. We'll go back and look at that in just a little bit.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Of course. We're going to jump into the usage tab. I will say that Miss Claire does not have anything, or she didn't last night, under usage. She hasn't completed enough for us to have anything there. So I do have a short little video where we'll talk about that in a little bit, just because I don't have anything here for her. Same with achievements. Got another short video so we can see that. But I got tons of messages here. So we have relationships. So just fun messages. Ask your child to describe a time when someone did something that made them happy. Ask Claire, what did the other person do? How do you think they felt after they made you happy? This helps your child see things from another person's perspective. We have reading recommendations, math and science recommendations, lots and lots of stuff here. I do want to talk about profile. Under profile, here is where you can change the language. So we have English, Spanish. Dina, is Romanian working for Mentor?
Yep.
And Romanian. And it didn't talk about that in our video before. That's fairly new. The tab position, this is just a preference for you. So the tabs at the top, I can change them to the side. And you have contact us. So if you need to contact Waterford, you can do that here. Something else I really want to point out that is amazing. That question mark in the bottom right. From here, you're going to have suggested articles. And this can help you through questions you might have. But what's really exciting is we have a live chat. So this is a live chat. The live chat's not open right this moment. But you do have a live chat there. Okay, we're going to jump back to the PowerPoint because I do want to talk about that mentor code. So this, with Claire's name and her code, this is exactly what the piece of paper you will get from your child's teacher looks like. So it'll have your child's name, their code, and it will also have directions for you on that code. Now today we are recording today, so if you want to go back and watch the recording also, you are more than welcome to do that, of course. But it's got our website we go to, mentor.waterford.org. I'm already signed in. So let's log out real quick. The first time you come in, you're not going to sign in, you're going to sign up. So from sign up, your email address, your name, your password. They're going to immediately send you an email, a confirmation email. Once you go to that confirmation email, you can then go to sign up, or I'm sorry, sign in. And you'd put in your email address and the password you just created. And that gets you in there. So
Can I jump in with
yes,
one more question?
please. Yes.
One more Q&A. You guys are, y'all are great. So not to worry if your child is already working at school. So actually I'm going to combine this into kind of two answers. So, and I might need to ask Lisa or Reagan on this one too. If your students are already working at school, the data the teacher sees will blend with what they're doing at home. And so what we find, you know, really please let your babies work as independently as possible.
Yes, I was.
Yes, because
Yes.
what we found, a little trial by fire, you know, a couple of years ago when everyone had to go home due to COVID, some very well-meaning families all across the country were watching and helping their students when they were working. But because it's an individualized path and it's totally adapted to what your student shows us they know, we had students who were working at their own level at school and then all of a sudden jumped a big level because they had big brother or sister or mom or dad or grandma helping them at home, right? So that's why we say, please let them work as independently as possible. We've also had some parents say that 30 minutes is a long time for your children to sit on their session time. They don't have to do the full 30. If you're at home and you find that, you know, after 10 minutes, we've really kind of lost interest, or, hey, we've got to run to football practice or whatever is going on, they can exit. They can totally exit. There's, you know, nothing that says, now they are set for that 30-minute time frame, or, you know, different teachers may have it set for different time periods. We can go anywhere from 12 to 30. The teacher accounts can set them to different times depending on what they need in their classroom or in their schedule. So please, yeah, don't think your child has to sit for 30 minutes and do the whole thing. You're going to find when they're playing, there's a little green arrow in the bottom corner, and it's the go on arrow. The kids know that that's how they go to the next activity. Every time they click that green arrow, our data piece has collected how much time they've been on and which activities they have completed. So if they've clicked that green arrow 3 times in 5 minutes, we've recorded what they have completed up to that point. And then, yeah, hey, we've got to run some errands, or we've got to get going, have dinner, etc. Yeah, go ahead and let them log out or exit out. And that's okay. And their teacher will be able to see what they completed at home as well. So it all talks to each other. You're good. My question that I wanted to check in with Reagan and Lisa, is this a mandatory piece? Is it an optional piece? And then does every school decide the implementation, like the amount of time that the kids are working? Or is it something that the district has set up that we would like every campus to achieve a certain amount of time?
Mentor, are we talking about mentor being mandatory?
No, just Waterford in general.
Yes, for our kindergarten students.
Okay.
It is.
I thought
And
this was
it's
their digital piece.
yes. And it is 75 minutes per week for reading and 75 minutes per week for math and science. So yes, it is their digital piece in kindergarten.
Very good. I'm looking to see if I missed any. I think. Okay, and then some of you have said if you ask your teacher for the code and she doesn't have it, she does she does have it. She may not be aware of exactly where to get to it within the website. But that is that has been shared with the schools. So
correct.
how
Just
do we want
ask
teachers to handle that? Just ask
Yeah.
to have them ask.
Yes.
You.
Parents, if you don't have that mentor code, feel free to ask your child's teacher. And if they're not sure, they can reach out to us here at Waterford. We'll make sure that we get that to you. But yes, you're correct. That information has gone out. We just know our kindergarten teachers are busy people.
And then one other great question. So once you have that code, it can be used on as many different devices for as many different stakeholders, as many different folks want to track and be able to work with your child. So yeah, I was kind of raised by my grandma while mom was working. She was a teacher and dad was working. And so, you know, my grandma could have had that code. Of course, my mom, my dad, if you're in separate households, that's totally okay. Just make sure the partner has the correct code. But yeah, it's not a one and done. You can definitely share that code. Once you plug it into your account, you should only have to do it one time, but then you can also give it to other family members that would want access for tracking or just letting your babies work at their home. I think we are caught up.
Okay.
So another thing some parents are saying, the mouse skills are lacking. And of course they're 5, right? And a lot of our kids are so used to tapping on tablets instead. You can still do that. You can still go through your tablet. Your students have, you can pull up Mentor, if you've got an iPad and you want to go into Safari or into Chrome or whatever your favorite browser is, you can still go to the Mentor website that way, and the students can still work on the tablet. If you have a mouse, I don't have one handy, but if you're helping, it really will help for your babies to practice those mouse skills. I'll pretend my phone is a mouse. If you will take a piece of Velcro, felt, I've seen some teachers even just use a happy face sticker or even nail polish, but I like the tactile idea of the Velcro dots or just a piece of felt, something that their little finger wants to play with, that helps their fingers to kind of know where to go on the mouse. Because we get it, trust me, we see pre-K and kinder kiddos that are, they'll grab a mouse and try to tap it to the screen. They're figuring these things out. The mouse pad on a laptop also can be a little difficult. Y'all, they pick it up so quickly. It's like, let them have that chance with our help, with our guidance, and it's only going to benefit them later on. But if you do have the option of using a tablet and letting them tap their way through, you do have that option to do that. So thank y'all. Lots of good feedback. I have some kind of apologetically saying, this is what I'm thinking or what my feedback is. Don't apologize. We like your feedback. Thank you for sharing and asking. Okay, and then so 75 minutes is a total for school and home. You're right. Yeah.
Correct.
So if they're doing 15 minutes a day at school, that hits their 75 for the week. And then anything they do at home is just icing on the cake, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you've got it. You got it. Okay. I think we're caught up. Let me stop.
No, I love it.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Excellent questions, by the way. Fantastic. We love that. So the usage tab, remember Claire didn't have anything in her usage tab. Here you would see the minutes completed. For the achievement tab, these are Claire's achievements or your students' achievements. So for example, February 5th, letter recognition, the student has learned 23 capital letters and 20 lowercase letters. So this keeps you informed on what your student is accomplishing and achieving independently, the skills they're learning on their own. I do want to, I know we talked about the books, but those resources are just so phenomenal. I want to make sure that you know that they're there. So we have books in English and translated in Spanish. They can be read on your device, or they can be downloaded and printed. The Learn Together calendars. Within collections, you'll see the Learning Together calendars. Those are in English and Spanish, and there's a calendar for each month. We have practice pages. So here's an example to help children practice their writing skills. And again, these are all free. These are all free to you. We also include mindset skills such as social emotional learning. These are great resources for families and educators to engage families. If you need help, support, or you have questions, do not struggle. Reach out to us. You have several different options. You have the chat feature when you're in your Waterford Manager. You have those help articles there also. But you can also talk to a representative. If you want to go ahead and write that phone number down, I'll give you a moment to do that. And you can get help online. So we saw that request help when we were in our manager earlier. So lots of ways to get help. Please don't feel alone. Dina, we want to go ahead and hit, do we have any other questions? I want to give everybody time to write that phone number down if they need it.
I think we are looking good. Folks saying, kind of giving tips on using your mouse. So some of the questions will ask you to click and drop or drag and drop. Loving the book options. Your sound. Okay, so if you're having sound issues, there's a couple of things to try instead. It sounds silly, but make sure your headphones are plugged into the device before you actually start the session. We have found that that helps greatly. The other thing you can do while your child is working, and if you've been in it, and it sounds like a lot of you have been in it using it with your kiddos at home. While they're working, over in the right-hand corner, they have a little pause button, and then there's a little gear right underneath that. If you'll click on that gear, it gives you the option to send like a report a problem or restart that activity. So a couple of parents said, you know, I'm kind of afraid if we miss the instructions, what if my child answered incorrectly because of that? Try restarting that session. Like you'll click that gear. Right now, it's going to give you a little math problem, like to make sure you're the adult that's supposed to be restarting that activity. So you'll work out your little math problem, keep your phone or your calculator handy. And then you can decide like, okay, I just want to restart this activity. Or they also have a repeat instructions button at the bottom. So just in case all they did was mishear or didn't hear the instructions, they can click that repeat button. But that little gear will also help you as far as restarting the activity, restarting the sound, or sending us a message. Just, you know, let us know, you know, hey, this is the sound cut off on us. We don't know what we're supposed to do. So hopefully that has helped a couple of folks out. Okay, so a teacher just said you have to go through the blended learning website. Okay, she may be misunderstanding. For the child to be able to work, yes, you can go through the blended learning website, but for you to be able to get onto Mentor, you'll need that code, which is a whole different login piece. Okay, and then as far as viewing grades in Waterford, is that different from Focus?
Yes.
Thank you. Reagan had answered that too. I'm just not seeing the answer. Okay. How is the child's curriculum or lesson chosen? Lisa, you want to do that one, or I can take it?
Sure, I'll take it. So when a child first logs into Waterford, the very first time that they log in to their Waterford manager, and they click on, let's say, reading, they click on their reading, they will take a placement test. So that placement test is adaptive. So if they get a question correct, it'll move them. It's finding the right fit. It's like finding the right shoe. So it'll move them up. If they get a question wrong, we'll move down, and then it just adjusts for the student. So the student is placed within the program. Your child's teacher has a report, a placement report on that. So that is something that you might want to get with your child's teacher about and to see. So from placement, that then builds their learning sequence. And it is constantly adjusting and adapting to your child. Anything you want to add to that, Dina?
No, you're good.
Okay.
So if your student finds a little bit of a roadblock, you know, there's something that she had some trouble with, or he was having trouble with, Waterford will pick up on that and give them another lesson, but in a different way. So we're not going to keep giving them, you know, the same book or the same game or the same song. It'll be something different. And it could go even up to 8 different attempts. Now, after a while, if we find that piece is still just troublesome for them, we'll pull it out of their sequence, build up some other skills, and then plug it back in later. So they shouldn't be doing the same thing just over and over, because that's not going to help. We want to make sure we're trying to hit it from different angles to help them hit mastery. And as far as mastery goes, most of the time it's going to be 80%, like they have to score an 80 or better. But at kindergarten level, a lot of what we have is at 100%. You know, we want them to know those letters solidly. We want them to get their sounds down solidly, their numbers, you know, that kind of thing. So There may be times too that they're telling you like, I've already done this or I've seen this. The graphic may look very similar, but the questioning is different. We may be asking them to pick out a different letter this time, although the screen is still showing ladybugs walking across a picnic blanket, you know, things like that, that you might notice with about your students' program too.
And so that is why it is so important that we encourage our children, but we don't help them answer correctly. Because if you help them answer something correctly, then the system thinks they've got it, they've mastered it, and it moves on, and important skills could be missed. So while you're scanning through those, Dina, I'm going to go ahead and put up our QR code. So families, if you please go ahead and scan that QR code with your phone. It's a 2-question survey, and I've got the answer to question number 1 down there at the bottom for you. So if you have any other questions at this time, now's a good time to put them in the chat. If you don't have any other questions for us, we do want to thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you giving up your Saturday morning for us. And we wish y'all, go ahead.
One other thing. So yes, if you are having trouble or your teacher's not quite aware of where to get her mentor codes or him to send to you, we'll send out another reminder. We'll send the teachers their step set for how to get those mentor codes. And maybe Lisa with like a little message of, we had a great response to Saturday morning's mentor meeting. Just in case you have parents asking, here are the steps and how to give your students codes. So we'll definitely thank y'all for that feedback and being on top of it and asking your teachers too, to get that for you. See if I'm missing anything else. Lots of thank yous. Thank y'all for the thank yous.
Yes, thank you.
If you've asked me a question, I'm still in the middle of answering for you. So don't go ahead and do the survey, but don't log off just yet. Otherwise, if you're good to go, we're happy that to have you. I'm typing and answering and talking. Lisa, let me let you do your thing.
Okay. You're fine. We just wanted to thank you. If you, like Dina said, if your question has not been answered yet, go ahead and stay with us. She's trying to get through those for me. We had a huge session today, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We're so pleased with that. But if you feel like your questions have been answered, oops, let me take us back to the QR code just in case. If you feel like your questions have been answered today, until next time. And thank you so much for joining us. Can you unmute Reagan for me, Miss Copeland, for me, please?
Absolutely. Let me find you. So sorry about that. Here we go.
There we go.
Thank you.
So much for
Sorry.
I definitely wanted to jump in there and let the parents know who don't yet have that parent code. Of course, if your teacher is unfamiliar, doesn't know where to find it, no harm in reaching out to school administration, asking them. Anyone in the front office an administrator should be familiar with the program and can help you or the teacher find where those codes may be. Otherwise, we're here. Reach out to Parent Academy at duvalschools.org, and we'll help you out. We'll make sure that we help you get what you need or connected to the right person within the district level. Now, of course, you've got the 2 experts for Duval County here with you today, so please ask them any questions you may have. It looks like we had a great flow of questions throughout the presentation, which was fabulous, by the way. Both of you did an awesome job, and we're grateful to have you. And if we can be of any help to you parents, we are here. That is our job, and we love to support you in all ways. So thank you for carving this time out of your Saturday. Saturdays are important and crazy and all things, but this was important. This was good. This will help you and your children get on the right track for a successful school year. And quite honestly, K-12 students all are required to do online learning, blended learning. It is the site in Duval County's web page is full of all different blended learning and software programs that students are expected to learn for all core subject areas. So this is a great way to get started, and it's not going to stop anytime soon until they're seniors. So might as well get great at it now, everybody. Right. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Ms. Copeland.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Now that recording is going to go out to everyone on the list or everyone who is here today. Is that correct?
I will send it to Ms. Copeland.
To share out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Did you get it stopped? Or I